what do you think should be or would be BJP's strategy for 2019 elections?
BJP is still a wonderful party, and except that when Vajpayee adopted Gandhian socialism, I said I have nothing to do with it. But there I probably misjudged the RSS, thinking that they also were complicit in that. They were not. But they are not that as much interfering as many of us would probably like them to be. They are very cautious. They are very concerned that the alternative should be worse than this, so on. But today, the workers that RSS provides to BJP at the time of election is unbeatable. But RSS itself cannot control its workers if there is no enthusiasm. So if the party becomes a Hindutva party again before the next election, I'm sure we are bound to win the election. But the worker has to be convinced that he is not being fooled, because this happened the second time. After Mr. Vajpayee, Mr. Modi is more or less done the same.
Often people are perceiving he is becoming like a Vajpayee, very sort of soft.
That's right.
On these issues.
That's right.
Yeah. You know, until this year, prior to this year, I did not know the RSS personally.
Yes.
I just knew of them like through the media, what everybody knows, and it's a very scary kind of image, negative image. But this year, I made it an effort to get to know Mohan Bhagwatji, met him multiple times, and all the joint general secretaries, all 6 of them I got to meet. And I must say they are very impressive people. I mean, they are intelligent, they really are patriotic, and they are good, decent human beings. It's not like they're some radical fascist, all this kind of stuff. You know, I must say that the truth about RSS, especially when you meet the top people, is completely different from the image. So there needs to be complete change of image. That's what one of the things, challenges they have.
It's very difficult because the levers of publicity have been so far solidly with people who saw an existential threat from RSS.
Yes. So I think that the one robust place to help India turn around, despite of all these things that are happening, is the RSS.
Yes.
Because the leadership is very strong. They are very principled people. They're clear thinking. They're straight talking.
That's right.
They are not mumbo jumbo type people. They're straight talking. And very logical in their approach.
Absolutely.
And if that can come down to the ranks,
that's right.
And then that can be put out there.
That's right.
Into.
Now I've seen that ranks also during the emergency. So systematic. We were able to win the elections only because of the RSS, not because JP, not because of Moraji or any. They were there to take the reins. It's like the British left because of Subhash Chandra Bose.
Yes.
But had Gandhi not been around, they wouldn't have handed it over quietly and gone.
Yes.
There would have been a bloody war.
Yes.
Which of course Bose would have won, but it would have been very bloody indeed.
Yes.
So here too, I mean, you can have the political authority being people who can function with various other parties, but in terms of the ability to weave a national organization, this RSS has that.
They are quite stable, robust. And anchored in the political and spiritual ideology of the country, which is, I tell you, when I started my journey long ago, I didn't know where the strength is that I should plug into.
That's right.
So I used to go to, I thought maybe the BJP overseas or VHP overseas, they were lightweights. They were all interested in being in the good books of somebody in Delhi, visiting and doing trivial things. Then I tried the intellectuals and the academics, where they're all sold out. They were all the Sipais. Then I tried a lot of the spiritual leaders. And I must say, as long as Swami Dayananda Saraswati was here, I had a solid anchor and a solid ally. But after he's gone, even the Hindu Dharmacharya Sabha, I'm not sure what's happened to it.
No, it's a non-functional.
It's a non-functional. I mean, they are having some meeting here and there. I don't even know anything about it. And they're not movers and shakers. They're not. There's nobody of that stature left. So then I thought maybe it's this new government. Finally, we have a government that will do something. And I tried a lot to get around. That also is a disappointment. But I must say, the final place that I have pursued is the RSS. And finally, I'm impressed that there is somebody who is looking out for us.
That's right.
And competent.
That's right. But they are slow in taking decision.
Yes.
And deliberately slow.
And they need to modernize.
And in terms of mental modernization, they're completely modernized.
Yes.
They don't care
Yes.
What your caste is.
Yes.
They
are far ahead of
Yes.
all these liberal people.
That's right.
In terms of actually living that life.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
So that, I don't see any difficulty if tomorrow we do 3-4 things of coming back to power. Because the machinery would get so energized that there will be no match for it. And these people also will be like Keystone Cops. I don't know whether those days you've seen those films of Keystone Cops. They'll all fumble over each other, this opposition. They can't come together. And Karnataka, for example, could collapse any day. And in fact, if the party gives me clearance, I would go and collapse it in 2 weeks. The issue is this, that Ram Temple is a emotion that has been stirred.
That's a tipping point.
As a tipping point. 370, Article 370.
That's a big
which
one.
can be abolished without a parliamentary vote.
But is it part of the Constitution?
It is in the Constitution, but they say temporary provision with regard to the Jammu Kashmir state. In that it says that if the president issues a notification, then without a parliamentary vote it can be deleted.
Then I don't know why they haven't done it.
Good question. Ram Setu, I got it, I won it in the court case. It took me four years to persuade the Narendra Modi government to say in Parliament, we are assuring that we won't touch Ram Setu in any future program. Because there was when I won the case, Mr. Manmohan Singh wrote a letter saying a formal order should not be passed by the Supreme Court because he's considered an alternative route without touching Ram Setu. And that went on and on for 10 years.
Right.
And then I said, now that you please inform the Supreme Court that we are not considering any alternative.
Yeah.
So finally they agreed to a proposition to say that we will not touch Ram Setu even if we consider an alternative.
That's a huge victory.
Yeah, but it took me 4 years.
And it ought to be out in the headlines as a big thing.
It was at that time. For 2 days it was in the headlines here. But I now want them to make it into a national heritage monument.
And maybe an international UNESCO site or give it that stature.
That's right.
As a world heritage.
That's so people can walk across to.
Yeah.
That is still getting resistance.
Wow, that would be something. If you could have a
Ram Temple there
20 kilometer
and an air service connecting the two,
and some place along the way, this and that, all this could be made. So this could be a huge thing.
By the way, the Sri Lankan government, at my suggestion, completely renovated the Raman Palace where Sita stayed in Ashok Vatika, the Sanjeevani mountain which Hanuman placed in Sri Lanka. They're just waiting for the flood of our visitors to come.
That's great. I want to close by saying that my 1-point manifesto for the next government is that Dr. Subramanian Swamy should be in a top cabinet position. Nothing less than that. I mean, there's nothing, no middle, because you've earned it, you deserve it, you have the integrity, you have the brains, you have the clarity, confidence like nobody else. So, and I'm delighted to call you a friend.
The God above is hearing you and he'll put into events into all.
And that's what we all would like. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.